came across a video of a young lady going off on Nigerians, and this is not the first time I've seen anything like this. I would like you to take a listen to the young lady, and I will share my thoughts on the back end.
Recently I've been talking a lot about race relations on my channel, and some of the comments that I get are from Nigerians in Nigeria who talk about how if they were in America, all of the wonderful and amazing things that they would be able to do if they were in America. If I were in America, I would be rich, I would be famous, I would be this, I would be that, because you Black Americans are lazy, you Black Americans are this, you're that, you love thug culture. I just got a comment the other day, and I commented back to the person about their colonial mindset. Hello, everybody. I am doing this live, but I am doing this just to get this idea out so that I could jump back into the video that I'm editing, because listen, it's another day, another Karen. So I'm constantly having to battle Caucasians on one hand, and then now I have to battle Africans on the other. And you all know, listen, I love my Nigerian people. I am genetically Nigerian and Ghanaian. I just spend dirty December and just won't go home January in Ghana and Nigeria. And there's a pervasive thought that I continue to see over and over and over again. And that idea is that somehow there's something defunct and wrong with African Americans just because our trauma is different than your trauma. And as I was editing this video, I realized, listen, the only reason why your Black ass would be able to come over to America and be able to do anything is because of the hard work, the blood, the sweat, the fighting, and the dedication of African Americans who on this soil changed this land. African Americans are the ones who got this country integrated. Let me explain something to you. White people in this country did not give us anything. We have had to take. And this is why you see what is going on in the news and the media right now. We took in the 1960s what it is that we had. We took their lynchings, their terrorizing, their burning down of our neighborhoods, and we continue to rebuild and revisit and retwist and re-rise up what it is that we have done in this country. And the only reason why anybody can bring their Black ass over here from another mother effing country is because what Black Americans have done on this land. And I'm saying this as a person who is bicultural, whose father is not American, doggone it. My father is an immigrant, and he was able to come over to this country and do something in this country because of the Black people who fought, who died, who bled, who were lynched on this land. So don't sit your Black ass over there in some other goddamn country talking about what you would do in America. The only reason why your Black ass could even get the F over here is because of what we have done. Doggone it. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. The reason why people are able to get onto the radios in America is because what Black Americans have done, the culture that we have created with nothing. Nothing. We have been given nothing. Everything that we have in this country, we have because we have taken. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. So don't sit your Black ass over there in your country where you're not doing what you need to do with your government. If anything, you should feel inspired by African Americans, inspired to pick up your picket sign and take your ass off your seat and go out there in the streets and protest in your damn land.
All right, so you heard her. Very frustrated, aggravated. The video goes a lot longer. I might do another video on the second part of her video. But for now, let's address what you just heard. She talked about the problems that she encountered having to deal with white folks and now having to deal with Africans. And she pointed out that Nigerians would get on her platform and talk about the wonderful things they would do if they were living in America, how they would be rich and famous. And some even proceed to say that Black Americans are lazy and have a thug culture. And I must say this, Now, if these are the things that have her so upset with Nigerians, then she have much bigger issues to deal with that she are not sharing with us. Now, there were certain platforms that I listened to, and I never knew there was such a problem between Africans and Black Americans, Black Americans and the diaspora. I really wanted to understand it, so I was listening to some of these platforms, and people from the Caribbean, people from Africa would call in on an American platform and try to explain themselves. And instead of the person on the other end try to understand them, they make mockery of it, which made me to realize that a lot of these people don't want to resolve anything because there's nothing to resolve. If someone have an idea of America from what they see, then the proper thing for this lady to do, being that she's half Nigerian and half American, is to educate them, not to go off on them and call them black ass and these kind of disrespectful things, because she will not talk to Black Americans that way. But the problem here is that she sees Nigerians as an easy target. And she's not the first one who I see do things like this. It seems to me that some of the people who have half and half, let's say a parent from one part of the world and a parent in another part of the world, they seem to want to prove themselves to Black Americans. And by doing so, they disrespect the other side of their family because they figure that they would get away with it. Because those countries, the people are so tolerant and they know it. And I believe that it is time for people from the Caribbean, people from Africa, if you have anyone living in the US or in Europe and they start talking out and being disrespectful to you, then you need to check them. Because there are many American platforms who spends a lot of time disrespecting the diaspora. And they get personal, talking about looks, hairline, all type of things. Very disrespectful. I don't know what that have to do with resolving anything. And this is what I realized. It has a lot to do with reparation. Some people feel that there is some possibilities of gaining reparation, and so their way of doing it is to separate themselves from others. Some people simply hate Africans, don't mind them talking about they are hurt or they feel offended of you disrespecting them. Many people simply hate you. So if you know you did not do anything to anyone, there's no need to apologize, because there are other people who are causing far more damage and who have caused far more damage. And you see them grinning up, laughing in these people's face, kissing up to these people, wearing dress for them, wearing makeup for them, and all type of stuff. So it is hypocrisy. What she don't realize is that she talk about the government in those countries. These people have an independent country. You live in an integrated society. You fought for integration. They fought for independence, and that's not a knock on you. But how dare you attack their government when your masters are in their land causing disruption in their government, and they even use you to infiltrate and assassinate their leaders for many, many, many years. I can give example of when you came together and decided to help hunt maroons in the Caribbean and in other places. But we're not holding that against you. And even with all that, you talked about fighting for everything that you own right now. But what you don't realize also is that even without the technology that they had versus what we have, they were far more united. Because when something go crazy in the Caribbean, when something go crazy in the US or in South America, the entire diaspora turned it up wherever they were at. Because these same masters have businesses all over the world. So for you to make it seem as if one part of the world were fighting and others were not, the point I'm getting to here is this. No one is perfect. You have ignorant people in Africa. You have ignorant people in the US. Black Americans cause more damage to themselves than any other black immigrants can cause to them. African people cause more damage and harm to themselves than any other black people outside of Africa can do to them. So for you to look past all the oppression that other people have done to you and are still doing to you, and to reach out and go off on Africans because some of them say they would do better if they were in America, shows me that there are a lot of cowards and a lot of bullies who only pick on the people they think they can get away with picking on. I've said this in previous videos, and the more I look, the more people prove it to be true. A lot of our problems are the people who move abroad and get integrated into these societies and believe they are better. This lady is in a unique position. She said she's half Nigerian, half American. And instead of her educating her people, if they say something about another group of people that you disagree with, then tell them, no, it's not like that. I've been living here forever. I know this culture is not like that. Because we all know that there are a lot of hardworking, good black Americans. And there are also some lazy ones and corrupt ones. Same way, there are a lot of hardworking Africans, and there are a lot of corrupted, lazy ones as well. Now, if you choose to do a survey that shows that most of the people are lazy, that's one thing. Bottom line up front is this. None of us are doing so good that we should look down on each other. Because in the US, other people run the communities, the black communities. Other people own those communities. In the Caribbean, in Africa, even though they have independence and they have the government, there's the people, stakeholders abroad, international banks, and private lenders control the communities as well. So we need to stop with the petty ridiculousness, and the like-minded people from amongst these different communities across the globe need to pull together, work together, and get this right. Realize that we have ignorant people in every societies, and we have to find a way to make those ignorant people useful to us, as other people are making them useful to their vision as well. Some people are going to die ignorant. There's nothing you can do about it. But for us to use things like this to divide the people more is something that I can't understand. And it's something that I will never understand until somebody break it down to me.